said something along those lines.
Right.
And he also said it, if you think about it, he said it in the chat too, because
Yeah.
at one point, the woman's, whoever he's talking to is like, hey, why did you just change your like whole emoji thing to like a face and then a gun and then you know?
Chat, he's like, oh, I want your 12-year-old pussy so bad. And then like a few hours later, he'd be like, I'm such a pervert. I should kill myself. And, I don't want to do this. And then he'd go back to like, but you really want me to have sex with you, right? So he was like back and forth and back and forth.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he was a big mess.
That's crazy. Wow. So do you think his... Yeah, go ahead.
Is Yahoo Police here?
Aha! The Yahoo Police. We finally meet. How are you doing? Oh, I am doing quite fine. I have nothing to complain about at this moment. I've been watching tons of... I mean, it's crazy.
Right. You were listening to Lauren calls? She was listening to Stanley calls.
Oh my god! I'm listening to this shit, and I'm just like, the fuck is going on? Like, and then, oh my god, like, I mean, almost to the point where, like, my brother's been, like, watching it with me, and, like, it's just so fucking ridiculous. Like, I can't even, like, take it anymore. It's, like, because, like, you kind of, like, I've been delving into it for myself, but then after a while, like, you can only watch so much yourself, so start watching all this other shit, and I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck? And then I see why it's addicting. Well, I mean, it's just crazy. And many would probably say, who am I to speak at the same time? But I told you earlier about the bail thing, right?
You had a higher bail than a lot of the other people?
Dude, I had a fucking $500,000 bail. I had the same bail as Michael Gentile, who had a child porn fucking thing in the hotel room. Okay.
How did you come up with $500,000?
The fucking police guy looked me in the eyes and was like, well, your bail is, and basically, like, the drums started beating in my head, like, they're gonna announce something, and then he was like, $500,000, like I won something, and I literally looked at him and I just laughed. I was like, where am I sleeping tonight? Like, because like, right? Are you fucking kidding me? 500,000, and then the same guy charged with the same crime as me was 50,000.
Tiriola was 50,000.
Why was I 500,000?
I mean, so
right? I mean,
did they lower it after you saw the judge?
Yeah, but the judge lowered it to 80,000. And if you think about it, Charles Lawrence, who quote unquote was still there in charge of a sexual crime, and knew Hansen, his bail from the get-go was $75,000. So my bail lowered was still not as down to a point where it was like, what you would say equatable if you think about it.
And they keep like a couple percent of that, don't they? Even when you show up and everything.
I mean, I did a bail bondsman, so they kept it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you had to pay like 10% to the bail bondsman or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the judge was harassing me. Like, I fucking paid, like my family paid $80,000. Are you kidding me? Sorry, I'm not rich like Jeff Sokol's fucking family, okay? Like, didn't have the fucking money to do that,
Right.
So, that was just crazy.
Yeah, I think everybody bailed out except for Dupuy.
Right.
But then they rearrested Gentile, and he was in jail.
He had something else, right? They found child porn or something?
Yeah, he had child porn on his phone or something like that, too.
But he also had the whole set up in the hotel room.
Right, well, he got out. They let him bail out, but then a few months later, they rearrested him.
Right.
And I think they held him without bail, or they held him for something too high that he couldn't even make. But he had a lot of money, too, from his wife's family. I think she left him.
I mean, even for me, for example, right? They tried to say that I wasn't going to be allowed around anyone under the age of 16.
Well, what were you doing before? What was your job before?
Oh, come on, man. We all know what my job was before.
That was like your full-time thing. You were like tutoring.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Sure. And then, like, what did your girlfriend think?
My girlfriend was a fucking saint. I loved her.
Yeah.
She was great. She knew that I was getting fucking raw deal. That's why the only picture I have is that picture of the initial chat, because she was like, you got to get that ASAP, because they confiscated my phone, They never allowed me the choice to look at my own evidence, and then they destroyed my phone at the end of the plea. So you denied me the right to actually look at my own evidence. And my
Where did you
lawyer
get
was
your lawyer from? Like where
obviously like lawyers are us, because it was fucking horrible. It was just the stupidest thing ever. I can't
was he
believe
just some
him.
guy you
Like,
looked up, or did somebody know him?
no, I was referred to him from another lawyer who referred another lawyer, but that lawyer was in Connecticut, and he had retired. So he referred me to another guy, which
Right.
was
Oh, so
this
you
one.
needed like a Connecticut lawyer.
I need somebody who is practicing in Connecticut.
Right.
You know.
Oof.
So,
she wasn't pissed like you were chatting with somebody on Whisper?
No, because I've been doing that before, because I was inviting people over the house to smoke marijuana with me.
Oh.
And I was having people, I was trying to get connects, and that's what I was online for, and she knew this. She was
Okay.
at the house. She was at the house a couple of times. I had 2 times when I had a girl come over who smoked weed. And my girlfriend didn't smoke weed at the time, but I was just hoping to find like a connect in the area, you know?
Right.
Like, so that's why she wasn't like upset or anything. She was probably, I would say she probably was more upset that I couldn't pick her up from the airport.
Yeah, right. You had to get your dad to pick her up.
Yeah, like how's that? First, my dad's got to come to the police station, go pick up the car. Then he's got to go and pick her up from the airport.
Oh man,
she probably gets
that's
to
a
the
nice
car
guy.
and sees my car, and she's like, "Oh, hey, baby," and then baby ain't coming out. It's daddy, like, oh god.
Yeah, and then you had to explain that to her. But she was
Well,
okay, like, because
I think it was explained. You know what I mean? At
right.
that point, like my
But
father came and picked up my
you
car.
didn't
So
get in trouble for trying to get a weed connect. You got in trouble for going to that kid's house.
I know.
Was she pissed at that or no?
No. She knew what I was. She knew what I was online for.
But you weren't going over there to get weed from her, were you?
Well, I was trying to actually get a connect, and at the same time, she had mentioned something about edibles and stuff. These are things that are missing from my chat, and that's why I'm searching for this.
So you think
elusive.
The chat says she was like gonna like sell edibles to you or something?
I think what the chat says is that she had told. I remember distinctly having a conversation about them, and that I asked her like, "How the hell did you get them here?" And she's like, "Well, California, you can get them anywhere. You can get them place. It's easy to get it on a plane." And I'm like, okay. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, she, after that, that part's cut off, and it says sharing is caring. You know what I mean? Why does it say sharing is caring?
That's true.
Like think about it. I'm just saying. You have the conversation. The page before starts talking about actually how is it? It's hard. It's harder to get it here than it is in California. I say, oh yeah. Then there's a whole blurb missing. Then the whole next page is another blurb missing, and then she says sharing is caring. I mean, it's just
stuff that first lawyer should have really dug into.
He would have never saw it because the chat that we had was a black and white copy.
Yeah, but you could have had a magnifying glass or something. You could have.
I'm telling you right now, the chat was black and white. You never saw the differences in the colors behind the text messages or the messages. You only saw the words. There were no little bubbles around every word.
So you didn't know who was saying what?
No, well, I knew the left side would have had to. I would have had to been me,
Right.
And then the right side was her.
So that doesn't seem like it would affect anything then if you knew who was saying what and it was there if it was black and white, right?
Well, yes, but that information that I knew something was missing and I told him and he didn't follow through. Now that's fucked up. The thing was so black and white and so like I'll say the word castrated, okay? It was so fucking cut up that I couldn't even tell that there were actually the text messages from my phone. And what I told him was, there's something missing. I know there's something. And I said, I don't even know where the text messages are for my phone. Where are they? And he never even followed up. It's fucked up.
Did you realize it was fucked up at the time, or were you just, kind of too stressed out?
I was out of my fucking mind. No way. No way.
Now, were you watching To Catch a Predator before? Did you? When Chris said his name, you knew his name, right? But you didn't
Oh
recognize
yeah.
him,
No, you mean the sheer fear that went through my body
right?
when he said his name?
Right.
You
Was it
fucking
just because
kidding
it
me?
was like 10 years since you had seen him on TV? Is that why you didn't recognize him?
I did.
Like, did you think he was a
100%.
cop or
I
what? What did you think he
no,
was?
I had no idea what was going on. I had no idea. I should have known the minute he said take a seat. You know,
Yeah.
and I didn't take a seat. I stood up the whole time. I had no idea
Right.
what was going on. The only reason I even walked in that house and looked around was because she was acting so fucking nervous, and there were those big freaking curtains hanging up, blocking the other side of the house. So I
Right.
thought, oh, I'm coming over here for marijuana to sit to get a connect or whatever it might be, and then wait, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm coming over here because they're trying to rob me. You know what I'm saying? Maybe something else is going on, and that's why I asked to look around. You know,
Yeah, she was tiny, right? Nervous Nelly, the decoy.
she was tiny, but like obviously 19.
Yeah, she looked different
know?
in the pictures, though, right? Some of the pictures.
The first pictures they sent me were in black and white, and she totally looked different. Yeah, 100%.
Right.
But the first pictures were in black and white. So how could you tell? Then by the time they sent me supposedly real pictures, that
Right.
she all of a sudden had blonde hair. I mean, she could have dyed her hair. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
She could from a black and white photo. You put makeup on versus not having makeup. You know what I mean? There was different things that can make it look different. So
why did you try to go out the front door?
you mean through the bodyguard?
Yeah, because they're like trying to get you out to the garage, and Ron Knight's there blocking your way, holding his arm up.
I was just so panicked at that point because you know what,
right?
Like it's like you're like a little rat in a cage, like right, like
yeah.
You've got a bunch of people who are bigger than you telling you, and it wasn't necessarily the police, but a bunch of people bigger than you telling you this is what you got to do, and like. Obviously, like at this point now,
right.
I know that was not something I had to do. I had the option to go out the front door and get and get tackled by the police and probably tasered.
Well, only if you ran. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I had that.
Oh, they were gonna taser you, weren't they?
They were.
Yeah.
100%. Because
I remember that now.
Because I was verbally, expressing my disdain for what the hell was going on, and plus I had no idea what was going on. So like all of a sudden now the police are putting you in handcuffs. Like what is going on?
Oh man,
you know what I mean? Like you're just like shocked. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I remember that they had a taser like to your neck, and he was like, "Calm down, I'm going to tase you."
Like why are you so tase happy? Like you fucking kidding me? Like really? Like what do you think would happen?
They wanted to tase somebody, and
yeah, they were looking for the most verbal dissenter, and that was me, obviously.
Yeah.
So, please, I can't.
Yeah, and Tiriolo, I guess saw something.
I can't. I won't.
I can't. I won't. It's horrible.
No, it's hard. Yo, the Michael Manzi Thriller thing is fucking hilarious.
Oh, that meme that somebody posted?
That meme is fucking gold. That's
pretty funny.
Gold. No, it's so funny.
It's gonna be weird having strangers make memes of you, right?
A little bit, but you know what? They're not harmful. They're kind of playful.
No. Yeah, no, they're playful.
Nobody's like putting me in a picture with like at like a Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, I'm I hope nobody's getting any ideas from me saying.
Do your like friends or your brother?
You're writing it down, aren't you? You're writing down Michael Manzi at Chuck E. Cheese meme, aren't you?
I am.
Here's somebody typing.
No. She's making one right now.
Oh my god.
Did like your brother or your friend, did they tease you with those?
No, I think no. At this point, I'm looking everything up. I'm finding it. It's hilarious.
Right. Oh, that's
dude.
Funny.
I mean, I know. Well, look, I don't know if nobody knows what my Facebook page is at this point. I keep changing my name, whatever the fuck. But like, I posted that picture on my Facebook page, but to only select group of friends who like all know about what's going on. Because it's fucking hilarious. It's literally, there's so many like puns in there. There's so many levels to that meme because it's Michael Jackson who eventually became white, right? He had the name of his show. His name of his CD was Thriller.
Right.
I had Thrilla. It had Michael Jackson and Michael, and I'm not going to make the other comparison because, that's that's not what we're trying to go for here, okay? But, Michael Jackson had his
Sure.
own problems, so let's not make
What?
that comparison. Let's draw the line.
Why did you choose Thrilla? Was it Michael Jackson? Were you a fan of like Muhammad Ali and George Foreman, or what was the Thrilla for?
You know what? Very good question. That's very funny. A couple of people when they first found out, there's people, a group of friends that I had met after the fact in 2016, and I'd become friends with them, really good friends with them. They didn't find out till 2018. Now, I mean, this is the extent of how I tried to, at least try to live a normal life. I went to my friend who worked at a mall,
Right.
and he had a telephone store, and I said, "Hey, man, you mind if I put out some business cards?" And he's like, "Yeah, no problem. Go ahead. You're cool."
Business cards for what?
For because I was still trying to have a little bit of tutoring if I could,
Right.
and plus I was allowed to because the thing was, not working with anyone under the age of 16 unsupervised, so which meant I could still work with students who were 16 or above and SATs and things like that. So that was not a problem. You know what I mean? So I was trying to advertise my services, and on my card I still had Michael Manzi, and I just didn't. I was like, I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna go about this. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be cool. Yep. Nope. Not cool. Not cool. Somebody came, picked up the card. They said, "Oh, this looks so nice." Whatever. They came back the next day. My friend goes. My friend. Well, I didn't find out about this till later. But my friend spoke to this person. The person comes back and says, "Do you have any idea who you are putting a card out for right right now?" And
Oh,
he
man.
was like, "What are you talking about?" And this woman fucking reamed him out, blah blah blah, and made him look it up online and all this shit. And then I got to see my friends eventually, and it just fucking spread like wildfire.
So
And
you're still tutoring now?
No. What
Right.
what jobs?
Yeah, right.
What jobs?